Hello, I'm Elton Robinson with your August 11th grain and oilseed update. We'll start with highlights from USDA's crop production estimates released yesterday. U.S. corn production is forecast at 14.2 billion bushels, down 102 million from the July projection. The season's first survey-based corn yield forecast at 169.5 bushels per acre is 1.2 bushels lower than last month's trend-based projection. The report indicates that South Dakota, Iowa, Minnesota, and Illinois are forecast to have yields below a year ago. Grain sorghum production is forecast at 13 million bushels higher, with forecast yield 2.6 bushels per acre above last month's projection. The U.S. rice production forecast was lowered 4.8 million hundredweight to 186.5 million based on the first survey-based yield forecast of the season. Long grain production was lowered nearly 4 million hundredweight, and combined medium and short grain production is down almost 900,000 hundredweight. This is the smallest rice crop since 2011-2012. At 7,513 pounds per acre, rice yield is down 194 pounds from the previous projection. All rice ending stocks were lowered 2.5 million hundredweight to 30 million, the lowest in a decade. The global rice crop, meanwhile, remains the second largest crop on record so far. U.S. soybean production is forecast at 4.38 billion bushels, up 121 million on higher yields. The first survey-based soybean yield forecast of 49.4 bushels per acre is 1.4 bushels above last month, but 2.7 below last year's record. Soybean ending stocks are projected at 475 million bushels, up 15 million from last month. Soybean exports were raised 50 million bushels to 2.5 billion on outstanding export sales and shipments through July. The following weekly export summary is based on reports from exporters for the period July 28th through August the 3rd. Wheat exports of 568,200 metric tons were down 3% from the previous week, but up 9% from the prior 4-week average. The primary destinations were Japan, China, the Philippines, Taiwan, and Chile. Corn exports of 973,500 metric tons were down 11% from the previous week, but unchanged from the prior average. Destinations included Japan, Mexico, Colombia, South Korea, and China. Grain sorghum exports of 102,000 metric tons were down 39% from the previous week, but up 6% from the prior average. Destinations were China and Mexico. Rice exports of 49,000 metric tons went primarily to Venezuela, Mexico, Guatemala, and Canada. Soybean exports of 612,300 metric tons were down 14% from the previous week, but up 28% from the average. Destinations were primarily China, the Netherlands, Indonesia, Pakistan, and Egypt. Soybean meal exports of 186,100 metric tons were down 2% from the previous week, but up 27% from the average. Destinations included the Philippines, Mexico, Canada, Israel, and Guatemala. Soybean oil exports of 25,300 metric tons were down 20% from the previous week, but up 12% from the prior average. Destinations were primarily Canada, Mexico, and Lebanon. And finally, beef exports of 14,700 metric tons were down 3% from the previous week, but up 3% from the prior average. Destinations included Japan, South Korea, Mexico, Hong Kong, and Canada. Pork exports of 17,300 metric tons, down 4% from the previous week, but unchanged from the average. Destinations included Mexico, Japan, Canada, South Korea, and Hong Kong. Well, that's it for this week's report. I'm Elton Robinson. See you next time.